And we should use whatever day-to-day experiences that the children have, that we find them in, use them as lessons to teach them. Teach them something about Islam. Teach the girls modesty with the hijab. Teach the boys some senses of responsibility. And we should have in our homes an Islamic library. We should gather books, tapes, videos, CDs, whatever. We should have a sufficient range of media, information and material that the children, who oftentimes are attracted to visual things, we have enough for them there that they don't feel a need to run out and watch other materials which are destructive. The sixth habit is to provide a positive environment. That is, it is the right of children that they have a good environment, meaning the home, the household should be an Islamic household. It's not an Islamic household simply because we have on the wall Ayatul Kursi. People you can buy Ayatul Kursi in Habib's bookstore or whatever, and nicely framed, written in gold letters. We put it on the wall, so now we have an Islamic household. No. This is not what makes an Islamic household. What goes on inside of that household is what determines whether it's Islamic or not. So we should have all of the necessary things in the home which show the child in the home environment an Islamic example. This is going back also to the example in the parents, example in the environment in which they live. So parents should maintain a peaceful environment in the home. The home should be peaceful. It should be free of conflict. I mean, of course, between husband and wife, there's going to be some conflict, but it should be done behind closed doors. Quietly. Of course, it could be behind closed doors and there's banging and smashing. No. But quietly. The children don't know what's going on. Okay, you can say this is kind of hypocrisy. Better than them to see how you really are. No, it's not better. Sometimes it's not better. Sometimes, yes, it is better to know the reality of things, and sometimes it's not. Because they will not understand. They will not be able to interpret that. So we try to keep those conflicts, etc., behind closed doors. The children shouldn't see their mother, acting in a disobedient fashion to their father. Similarly, they shouldn't see the father insulting the mother. This is a negative environment, home environment for the children. And also, parents should be consistent in dealing with the children. It shouldn't be that mother says this, and then you can run to dad, and dad will say that. So whenever mother is too harsh, you go to dad. Or whenever dad's too harsh, you go to mom. Because the kids, they quickly learn this, and they'll play off one against the other. They become experts at it. So it is important that there is consistency. And the child asks you something, you don't know what your wife has said on it. You ask them, what did your mom say? Oh, she said, well, let me check with your mom first. Go back and check with mom. Same thing with mom checking with father. What did father actually say? Or what does father think on this matter? So you come up to a unified position on particular issues. The home, as I said, as an environment, we should hear Quran reading in the home. The media, the various issues of media in the home, it should be Islamic. We should also invite to the home religious people. So we create a religious environment in our home. Prophet ﷺ had said that only the righteous should eat your food. Meaning that those people who you invite into your home to eat along with you and your family, etc., they should be righteous people. So they are part of the environment of the home. They're part of what makes a home Islamic. Also, the home should be free of un-Islamic magazine, books, etc. And we should also teach the children, and this is a part of our environment, how to deal with people who do what we told them not to do. We ourselves, we try to avoid these things, so we tell them don't do it, so we don't do it and they don't do it, but they're going to see people who do it. So what do we do? Of course, we have to let them know it's wrong. We can't tell them it's okay for them, but it's not okay for us. No, it's wrong. But of course, the children, they have to be taught a certain amount of diplomacy, because children, once you tell them this is wrong, they're quick to run up to that person and say, hey, why are you doing this? You shouldn't be doing this. And it can get embarrassing sometimes. But the bottom line is that they need to know it's wrong. And even if they embarrass you sometimes, it's better that than you, creating this kind of vague understanding about right and wrong in these matters. As I said, we should create a good environment for the children. This is the positive environment, the method or the habit number 6. That involves the home, as we spoke about, as well as what is outside the home. So when we're choosing schools, we should try to put our children in Islamic schools. Even if the Islamic school may be of a lower academic standard than the regular school, the government school, or another private school. It may be a higher standard, producing, specialists on another level. And we would like our children to have these specializations. But what is more important is their Islamic upbringing. So it's better to put our children in Islamic schools of inferior academics than to put them in non-Muslim schools of superior academics. That's the bottom line. People say, well, we have to survive in this world. This is a world which gives favor to those who are superior academically. Well, we don't know the future, and it's with Allah, and our duty is to give them the best that we can while we can. So we choose the Islamic school. And of course, we should strive to upgrade those Islamic schools. I'm not saying just leave this school as it is. We see their academics are low. What do? We just say, okay, mashallah. No, we should tell them and advise them. This is our duty to tell them, listen, why should our Islamic schools be of inferior academics? They shouldn't be. In some countries in the Muslim world and in the non-Muslim world where there are Muslim schools, these Muslim schools are at the top. They compete with the top private schools, the top institutions in the country. Their students win the top prizes. It can be.